And welcome to Bobby Likis Car Clinic. There you go. Where's my video? And I got to tell you how great it is to be in the room. I'm glad that you joined me. Stick around for the next hour or so, and we're going to talk cars. I'll tell you, how do you talk cars? Well, Bill, you talk them with Twitter. Everybody is twittering, and so is yours truly. And guess who, Bill? You're in my ear. Ah, there you go. Thank you. I could hear in the background the studio. If you could hear the studio, well, you couldn't, but I could. So that would be yours truly. We are twittering, and we're soon to be Facebook. This Saturday, I invite you for the national broadcast because we're going to provide for you a televised version of Bobby Likis Car Clinic, and I'll give you the link a little bit later in the program. That'll be through our website. But right now, I want to invite everyone. You can send out your invites and welcome, Van and Plas. Glad to have you in the house. Glad to have everyone in the house. The GSA, give you a quick update on the state of the automotive nation. We're going to have with us today, we're going to have Chris Hadesy, who is the owner. He's a unique individual. I mean, aren't we all? But he's a unique individual in as much as he owns his family for 55 years. A Pontiac, Buick, and GMC dealership in Columbus, Ohio. He's been on the CNN several times. You may have seen him, Chris Hadesy. He's also been on our network several times, and I've gotten to know this individual, although I've never met him face to face, but I've gotten to know him by what he's doing and his beliefs. And even before the financial crisis came along and before high gas prices and before I think we entered this era that we're in now, which was maybe, I don't know how long that's been. It seems like forever to me, but when did the Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, I'd say what, 14 months ago, 15 months ago, Bill?
Yeah, maybe, yeah, a little over a year.
A little over a year. So, and I'll ask you a question, and Sonny, this would be for you, and also Duty Harry and Jake. How long do you think it will be before we get to the other side of where we are? I'm not saying fully recovered, because fully recovered could take years, because that's life, and you can't. No one has a crystal ball. Although I do have an automotive diagnostic crystal ball that a listener sent, and a Car Clinic listener, and if you have a question with your car, the problem with it is and the crystal ball says fuel pump. Let's see. I'll turn it over one more time, and then we'll move on. Oh, oxygen sensor. Well, hey, that may be right. So we invited Chris, and I want to share with you some information that Chris shared with me with regarding to dealer closing. And you know, it's like if they're closing 1,000 dealers, you know, if I've got a dealership and Jake, you've got a dealership, and Sonny, you've got a dealership, each of us are going to go to the task force and say, hey, don't close mine. And there are small dealerships and even some larger ones that have been chosen to close. And then there's been some reversals. There's been 30 or 40 reversals. So we'll share that with you in a bit. I will tell you that the GSA, some of the dollars that we're spending went for better automobiles. The GSA ordered about 3,000 vehicles for some $53 million from Chrysler. They also bought from General Motors about 6,000 cars for some $105 million. And they bought about 8,000 Ford vehicles for $129 million. So that's a good thing. Now, they didn't go out and, just so we can at least give the GSA a fair shake here, although I guess we can give the government a fair shake. Yeah, let's be optimistic. They replaced cars that were ready to be replaced with better performing, higher MPG automobiles. So they're replacing the old fleet with the new fleet. And if you'll just think about where we are in our lives, and I'm talking about in the United States here, because in Europe they've done this. I mean, Sonny, you know this. In Europe, this is old hat. $6, $8, $10 per gallon is old hat. So people in Europe, I mean, you know, 50% of the cars are diesel powered. In Brazil, the world of ethanol, the new law as of 2008 is that more than 95% of all cars, and let me stand corrected, that more than 90%, and it could be 98, could be 95, but more than 90% of all new cars coming into Brazil must be, as mandated by the Brazilian government, ethanol ready. And to that end, even the gas pumps, when you go to buy gas in Brazil, and this is according to the Secretary of Transportation or Energy, one of the two that I saw on a session at YREC last year in Washington. Even the gasoline, when you can buy ethanol 100%, whatever, 85%, 15, or you can buy gasoline. Even the gasoline, all of the gasoline has some 26%, even if it shouldn't say so on the gas pump. And that was per the Brazilian government, the czar of transportation, let's just put it. And he said, that's what we do. And speaking of he said, she said, now let's go to she said. From Denmark, the czar of renewable sustainable energy, said that 64% of the windmills that the United States has is imported from Denmark. She said, but I'm not here to talk about windmills. I'm here to talk about cow poop. And that was really kind of neat to watch this sophisticated lady on the podium up there, and she said, yeah, make no mistake about it. And when you think about it, if you're a dairy farmer in the United States, what you're going to do, what we're already doing, is you take all of the methane gas from the cows, and you put all the poop from the cows, and you put that in a big cooker, which is just more of a storage bin. It increases the heat, and the gas that comes off of that cow poop, it drives the motors that provide all of the electrical power for the dairy farmer. So if you're in business, I don't know what you're paying if you're in business, but we're paying $1,000 a month here. That's $12,000 a year. So at a 10% bottom line, if you make 10% profit, net profit at a company, and you buy a $10 cup, you got to do $100 worth of business to buy the $10 cup, $1,000 worth of business to buy the $10 cup. So if your bill is $12,000, your electric bill a year, you have to do $120,000 to create $12,000 worth of net profit. And I will tell you, that really applies more to a piece of equipment. If you buy a piece of equipment, like in the studio here, we buy lights and we blow them out, and then we buy lights, right, Bill? We do blow them out, or they blow out.
Only when we're on the air or doing something really important.
Really important. That's right. That's right. And these are 300-watt lights, and then the big light here has 500 watts inside the studio. But it's a great studio. Okay, so that's good news about the GSA. Gas prices 60% up since January. And let's take my Jake, New York Jake. Jake, welcome to Bobby Likis Car Clinic today.